Hello and welcome to another episode of Dream Home Cooking. Today I am going to make a beef linguine casserole that is so delicious and so simple. Then I'm going to make some cheese garlic stuffed crescent rolls. And for dessert, I'm going to share my heavenly banana cake with you guys. It is so delicious. So I'm going to get started on the beef linguine casserole. Of course, first I want to brown 1.5 pounds of ground sirloin. And this is real lean, so I won't have to drain it. So you're gonna just put it in your pot, and I've got my little handy tool I've had forever. I bought it at a kitchen store years ago. It just helps to break up the ground sirloin. And while this is browning, I'm gonna go ahead and put in, this is 1/2 cup of chopped onion. I'll put that in there with it. This is one of those casseroles that everybody generally loves it. It's delicious. It goes a long way. It serves about 10 people. So today, because there's only 3 of us eating, I'm going to show you guys how you can half this casserole and get one and put it in the freezer and then cook the other. And I love when I do that because it's so nice. Sometimes you have a really busy day and you just don't, want to cook or you don't have time. It's a great freezer-friendly meal. This is also something great to bring to someone who's had a baby or maybe they're under the weather. It's just good comfort food. Okay, so we'll let this brown a minute. Okay, so it's been about 7 or 8 minutes. I browned the ground sirloin, and you can see it puts off very little grease. So I am going to now put a tablespoon of flour, and this is just a thickening agent. Because basically what I'm building up here is a really nice homemade red sauce that's going to go over this beef linguine casserole. So there's a couple of different steps to it. This first part, I'm making the sauce. And you can totally skip this brown ground beef and use your favorite jarred sauce. But this is just one of those recipes that this sauce is so, I love using jarred sauce, but this is so simple. I thought, why not just make it from scratch? Okay, so now I'm going to add my usual round of seasonings. I've got a teaspoon each of garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, and then I also have a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. I'm going to throw that in there. I also have some garlic. This is 2 cloves of fresh garlic. You can use 2 to 3 that I just minced, and it really gives it a delicious flavor. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Okay, and then after I get all that mixed well, of course, some brown sugar. This just gives it a nice little sweetness, but not overpowering at all. And then I have a tablespoon of white sugar. Just stir that in real well. Okay. Then I am going to add to this ground beef mixture. This is a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. I'm just going to try to get all that out of there. Then I have a little small can of tomato paste. I'm just going to use a butter knife to get that out. It already smells delicious. Okay, and then an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce. All right, so I'm going to throw these away, and then you just give this a good stir. And then we're going to cover it up, let it simmer for 30 minutes, and then we'll go on to the next step. But for now, I'm going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I'm going to show you guys how I make this incredible banana cake.
Since 1983, individuals and businesses in Alabama have relied on Wolf, Jones, Wolf, Hancock, Daniel, and South for their legal representation. Our experienced attorneys offer high-quality legal counsel in commercial law, real estate, and personal injury litigation. So if you need an attorney, hire the best attorney you can. Call the experienced North Alabama attorneys at Wolf, Jones, Wolf, Hancock, Daniel, and South to arrange your initial consultation, because we're dedicated to setting the standard for legal services.
Choosing an appliance can be complicated these days. That's why at Bob Wallace Appliance, we start by asking questions like an occasional cook or a serious chef, something just for you or an army, once a week or once a day. You see, it's not just what we know about appliances, it's what we know about you. Bob Wallace Appliance, locally owned and operated for more than 35 years. Online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
When you select Wolde Flooring's hardwood, you don't just enhance your home, you transform it. With hundreds of beautiful, durable, hand-selected varieties that come with up to a 50-year warranty, you can count on unsurpassed beauty and proven durability that's guaranteed to stand the test of time. When you want the best flooring for your home, come to Wolde Flooring in Madison. WoldeFlooring.com, 256-325-8453.
Hey guys, I wanted to let y'all know about a year ago, me and Bruce Stone started a new company called Stonewood Homes. And Stonewood is a little different business plan than Woodland Homes because Stonewood is a scattered lot home builder, which means if you have a lot and you're looking for a builder, Stonewood is the answer. So if you own a home site or you're looking at building a custom home, give us a call at 830-9000 and let's start building.
Okay, we're back, and I've got the sauce simmering for the beef linguine casserole, and I've got some water boiling for the pasta, but we'll get back to that later. Now I'm going to show you guys how I make this cake, and I told Mike last week, I said, I can't believe in all the years we've been doing Dream Home Cooking, I don't think I've ever made this cake. It's called Heavenly Banana Cake. It's a recipe that I've had for many, many years. I took it from one recipe and made several different changes, but it's Mike's request every birthday that he has. He wants this cake and any holiday in between. So this is also the only recipe I use shortening in. I mean, this is straight up shortening. That's terrible for our arteries, our veins, everything else, but it makes this cake delicious, and it's a half a cup of shortening. So to that, I'm going to add 1.5 cups of sugar. First, I'm going to just blend this just a little bit, just to kind of whip it. And of course, you know, the shortening is at room temperature, so it makes it real easy to work with. Then this is 1.5 cups of sugar. And I'm just going to blend that till it's all incorporated. All right, so you just want to mix it until that sugar is broken down. And then I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. Then to this mixture, I'm going to add 2 eggs, which is kind of unusual for a cake. Normally it's 4 to 6. Now, before I continue on mixing that, I'm going to show you guys what I add to here. So this is 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. To that, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 3/4 teaspoon of salt. This actually started out, it was a banana bread that I made all the time, and then I started making it in a sheet pan and put this icing on top, and whew, it's a game changer. It's absolutely delicious. And this freezes very well too. You can make, I have made the whole cake before, covered it, put it in the freezer, and then sent it with Mike on a hunting trip or something, you know, or taking it to family. So that is always good to know for me. I love to be able to freeze things, and they're just as delicious once they're thawed. Okay, so now I mixed those things in the flour. Now I'm going to start incorporating them into this mix, but I'm going to get this mixed a little bit more. Okay, now I'm going to add just about a cup, half a cup to a cup of the flour mixture at a time. Okay, then with the flour, you're also going to alternate sour cream. This is what gives this cake the just delicious moistness. So I'm going to add a half of this carton. Okay. So that was the rest of the flour mixture. And now I'm just down to adding the sour cream, the pecans, and the bananas. Okay. And don't be alarmed because it's a little bit of a thicker batter. All right, so I'm gonna add the rest of that good old sour cream. And what I love about this too is that it only bakes for 35 minutes. So it doesn't take a long, long time for the cake part to bake. All right, so now I'm ready to add the bananas. These are 5 bananas, ripe bananas, and I just mashed them with a fork. Somehow there's a bite out of my spatula. So you just want to make sure that you mix this up really well. And those bananas also give it a wonderful texture. Okay. And then the last step is to add a cup of chopped pecans. And you can certainly leave this out if you want, but we love to have those in this cake. All right, I think that's mixed well. This is another thing too I love. I love a sheet cake. I can't, knock on wood, I can't mess that up too bad. I'm not good with the layers of cake. Most of the time they're not even, they're lopsided. So I love this. So I'm just gonna take this 13 by 9 by 2 pan, and I'm gonna spray this baking spray that has flour in it. Best stuff since sliced bread. Remember the olden days of buttering and flour in a cake pan? I mean, you probably still do it, a lot of you, but this stuff is good stuff too. All right, so we want to take the spatula and just pour this batter into this pan, and it's gonna go into a 350 oven for 35 minutes. You might want to start checking it at about 30 minutes because everybody's ovens are different. Okay, so I'm gonna get this in the oven, and then when we come back, I'm gonna show you how I complete the beef linguine casserole.
Hey guys, come on in.
Hey, Troy.
Yeah, let me show you around.
Wow.
You know, as the Acme Brick spokesperson, I get paid in brick. All the brick I want. Solid. What? Too much? To get Acme Brick quality, look for the Acme name. And here's the guest room. Hope you like a firm mattress.
You know, years ago, we researched different cabinet companies. Wellborn was the cabinet company that we decided to go with. Wellborn has a lot of your custom style building like we did in the local cabinet shops years ago. You just can't go wrong with a product like that with Wellborn. On top of that, Wellborn has researchers that are out in the market every day. Their job is to see what's current in the market, what's selling, and what their dealers need to be showing in their showroom. So come out, let me help you design your kitchen with Wellborn products.
My father started this business in 1977. The people that work for us is part of what sets us apart. All of our employees have experience. All of our plumbers have been with us for 10 years or greater. Our motto at Dean & Son is quality and service. We're going to do quality work. We don't leave people hanging. We're there when we're supposed to be. We're done when we're supposed to be. Living up to what you sell and service them after they pay you, that's where your integrity in the plumbing business comes.
Dean & Son Plumbing Company. Call today at 518-9780.
In choosing a contractor in today's market, you know, finding someone that is going to take care of you and make sure that you're happy with their product, with the quality, it's not an easy task today. The most important thing to me is doing what you say you're going to do, taking care of the customer, installing a product that is superior. My motto is call the lady with a team you can trust, and I feel confident that we are a team that you can trust.
Okay, so now we're ready to finish building this beef linguine casserole. It's so simple. What I did off camera is boiled 1 pound of linguine or spaghetti noodles, anything like that will work, fettuccine. And I normally I would make this in a 13 by 9 by 2 pan, but because there's not a lot of us, I'm dividing this up, and I actually have a friend I'm going to take one of these too. So I put half of the pastas in each little dish, or I halved the pasta. Now, to save time off camera, this is an 8-ounce block of cream cheese that was softened, 8 ounces of sour cream, and a teaspoon of garlic powder. So I'm just gonna kind of make a mark. So I do half and half, and then you just put some little dollops over the pasta, and then I'm gonna come back and just spread an even layer, and then I'm gonna top it with sauce. It gets a little messy. I may have to get a butter knife just so I can make sure I spread this mixture evenly. And then the next step is just to ladle the sauce evenly over each of these. Just divide it in half. And then I am going to bake, the one I'm gonna bake, I bake it at 350 for 40 minutes. You don't have to cover it because this sauce will be the covering over the pasta. And then after 40 minutes, I take it out, add a little shredded mozzarella, bake it again till it melts, and then it's done. So I'm gonna finish getting the sauce ladled on these, and then I wanna show y'all how I finish up the cake with the icing. Okay, so the icing is 1 8-ounce block of cream cheese and a 1/4 cup of butter. Both are at room temperature, and then I'm just gonna blend those two together. I have the cake out now. It smells delicious. It's not anything fancy, as you can see, but it is so good. Okay, then I'm gonna add a teaspoon of vanilla to this, and then I'm gonna gradually start adding, this is a box, a whole box of powdered sugar. This icing is so good, you'll wanna eat it with a spoon just by itself. Okay, so that was the last of the powdered sugar. You gotta work with it a little bit, but it is so delicious. And you wanna make sure, I would never ice this cake right now because it would just be just a gooey mess. You want to make sure that cake is completely cooled. So I usually wait an hour or two before I ice it. And then this cake is best if you ice it, stick it in the refrigerator overnight, and then slice it the next day. All that moisture is trapped in there, and it is so good. It's great for breakfast too. Great for breakfast, great for somebody's birthday cake. Great just because. So I think this icing is ready. When it's got that smooth, silky consistency to it, that's how you know it's ready. And then I'm gonna jump right here and show you guys how I make these crescent rolls. Okay, so I've got a pan that I've lined with parchment paper, and I have here 2 tablespoons of butter that I melted in the microwave, 2 cloves of garlic that I minced, and then about a 1/2 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. And then here I have the little string cheese that you buy that's individually wrapped. I have four of those. Let me do some math. 4 of those. Cut them in half to make 8 because I have 8 crescent rolls. So you want to get that seasoning mixed well in the garlic into that butter. And we're just going to brush it on these little crescent rolls. Okay, so that is ready. Now you're just going to take a little brush, and then we're just going to brush this delicious garlic butter mixture on that. Then we're going to take the little cheese, and we're going to roll it up. And it's okay if it oozes out the side. No worries. And then we're just going to put it on the parchment paper. And I'm just going to continue doing that until I've got them all done. So I'm so excited to share with y'all our community of the week this week. It's called Kendallwood, and it's one of our first communities out in the Hazel Green, Meridianville area. And the lots are beautiful. The schools are excellent out there. That area has grown so much. And we are super, super excited to be a part of that community, to be building out there. But when Mike is here, he's going to share a lot more detailed information about that new, beautiful Kendallwood community with you guys. Okay, that's the last one. So Mike will be here in just a little bit to tell you guys much more details about Kendallwood. And for these, you want to make sure you bake them at 375 for 9 to 10 minutes. All right, so we'll be back.
Yeah, we started at Woodmill Trace was our first woodland home, and it was a town home that had 220 other homes there, and we enjoyed it. It was wonderful. And then we decided to travel, and we traveled for about 2.5 years in an RV. So when we got back last year, we all sat down and started coming up with ideas of a plan. And by going into one of the communities that was already existing, we saw a house or a plan called the Homewood. And the house that we're in today is called the Homewood, which is 2,400 square feet with an oversized double garage and many, many amenities. And the difference is, in the townhome, we had an upstairs area that would lend itself that you would go there daily. And today we have everything all together at 2,400 square feet on one area, one floor. Okay. So that's been a tremendous asset to me. And plus we have a great yard. And when you travel 2.5 years in an RV, you don't necessarily have a great yard. You have different yards all the time, so it's really difficult to say that, well, we're sitting outside and seeing these beautiful trees, birds, squirrels, and whatever, and now we're able to enjoy that. So in addition to loving the house that we're in, we're able to spend a lot of time outside enjoying the outdoors.
Yes, and I think too, and I know you would agree with this, Bill, we're not spring chickens anymore, and the thought of building a home actually scared the two of us, and we were thinking, I don't know if we want to go through this again. So we met with, of course, Woodland Homes, and decided on a plan, and we decided to go for it. And I'm going to tell you something, Woodland Homes has it going on. Anyone at any age should feel comfortable to build a home with Woodland Homes. They have simplified the process to the point where when you walk in, you actually take one full day and go in and meet with the designers, and they take you through the design center. You pick your interior, your exterior colors, you pick your flooring, your everything from the floor up, granite, whatever, excluding the lighting. That would be on the second day. And we were done, and they fed us lunch in the process. We were treated like royalty. It was amazing. We had a great time, and Christina, of course, was just coming on board then, and we were her first client, so she walked us through the process too, and it was just a great moment. But once we did that, we were completely done, and could turn around and say, wow, now all they have to do is build it. So.
Yeah, along that point, I think that's a big thing, and my thanks to Mike Friday at Woodland Homes is that we never had to get involved again with the construction. And we were asked many times to come up and see some new innovations that they were doing. For an example, in our kitchen, we actually have windows with shelves, which is kind of unique. So we get a lot of light in our kitchen, and we're enjoying that. Also, we've had shelves built into columns that we can use to put knickknacks and things like that. And then the showers have come a long ways from when our first house. Now we have a complete glass enclosure, separate shower that's large enough for me to get into.
And zero entry too.
Zero entry. And then we have a nice, wonderful Whirlpool tub. And then there's many other features, including moldings and all the new type flooring, which is so important because it's all waterproof now, and it's just no maintenance, and it's just everything that you could ask for. So my thanks goes to Woodland Homes, and what a quality job with the moldings and everything that they've done.
Yeah, we love our new home. It's awesome.
Okay, we're back, and I've got Mike with me. He's been stealing the goods before we were ready.
I've just been sampling now.
I know, it's okay. Well, we were laughing because
it is past eating time.
Yeah, we're running a little behind today, but it's not a very pretty meal. There's a lot of white going on.
Well, I know that's going to be really good.
That's your favorite.
That's going to be
heavenly
good.
Banana cake.
And I just had a bite of that, and that was really good.
Yeah,
that's the first time I've ever had that.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
What is it?
It's the little butter and garlic with a little piece of string cheese in the middle wrapped in a crescent roll. They are awesome. Delicious. Yeah,
really, really good.
So once this baked for 40 minutes at 350, I took it out, put some mozzarella cheese on the top, just enough to cover the top, and baked it for about another 3 minutes or just until it melted. And then I went ahead and I had to wait for the cake to cool so I could ice it, because you definitely don't want to ice it when it's warm. So anyway.
And I sampled the icing too, and the icing was really good too.
Yeah, you always sample the icing. This is our favorite for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was telling the viewers about Kendallwood and how excited we are to be out in that area, and so I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, well, it's our first time to go out into Meridianville and buy a piece of property, and we just don't go everywhere. I mean, if there's a piece of property that I look at and it's like, okay, this is a beautiful piece of property, that's what kind of moves us toward, developing in different areas.
Right.
And we came across this piece of property, and it is a absolutely great location. It is just about a mile and a half away from the North Research Park. So you've got all of the new industries going on out there. And we're only a mile and a half, maybe 2 miles away.
Great location.
And it's located right off of Monroe Road in Meridianville. So you just head north on North Parkway, go to Meridianville, turn left, and you go about a mile, and it's on the right-hand side. And so not only were we able to buy Kendallwood, we also just bought another piece of property right next door to it called Monroe Manor. And Monroe Manor pretty much starts at a price point of about $500,000, but Kendallwood, which is what we're talking about today, starts in the $300,000 price range. And this particular community, all of our home sites that we've developed in there are large home sites. They're 100-foot wide and up as far as the width goes. Our price point is going to start in a $300,000 price point. Our product is a beautiful, traditional Woodland Homes full brick product with all of the latest and greatest as far as the interior decorating that we've seen.
Yeah. Joanna Gaines type.
Yeah, we were at Wildwood last week and we got a new model out there. So, but we're just getting started out there. We just got our plat recorded, and we've got pre-construction pricing going on. And listen, the best time to invest in a community is on the front end, because what we do is we want to seed the community. We want to get 10 sales in there as quick as we can, and the way that we do that is we do that through our pricing. So the first people that are going to come into this particular community are literally going to get the best buy, and after 10 homes, we automatically adjust our price. So some of our customers that come in there and they're the first to buy, they're going to get $10,000, $15,000,
lots of great equity.
Just within the first couple of months, not to include what kind of value we're going to build over the course of the development. So,
and I do want to say, we've got some great public schools in this county in North Alabama. Our children went to great public schools, and they are that community has a great school system. It's Hazel Green High, and
that's right.
Yeah. So I know that's important to a lot of people.
Well, it's important to me.
Yeah.
So I look at school systems, and I had a piece of property presented to me this past week, and the first thing I did is look at school systems, and I'm like, I'm out.
That's always been your thing.
I'm out. So, but look, for more information on what we're building out at Kendallwood, you can go to our website, woodlandhomes.com, and hit Kendallwood, and you can pull up the floor plans and the amenities that we're going to be offering in that particular community. Or you can give us a call at 256-830-9000. You can get all the information that you need there, and for your
you can
great
find
recipes
them on woodlandhomes.com, as well as our Dream Home Cooking Facebook page. And as always, a huge shout out and thank you to our wonderful sponsors who make this show possible.
Absolutely. Y'all come see
So
us.
let's eat. Back to your rollwood.